I've been doing this on YouTube for about 5 years. I've been covering the team for 15. I think it's my 15th season. And man, I've had some really bad takes through the years.
Time. 15,
I've had some good takes, but I've had more bad takes. And I think it's time to acknowledge some of these bad takes and answer for them. So why don't you hit me with some of my worst, and I'll say what I can say about them.
Next time we got to acknowledge your good takes. That way people realize that you know what you're talking about.
Well, I think all the people who watch this show, the millions and millions across the world who tune in just to see my face, know my good takes. But I think it's important just to balance it out because I have so many people, so few haters, so many people who love me. It's like, wait a second. And
you just have so few bad takes. Like I could only come up with 5 in 15 years of 49er coverage. Like that's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
So I guess the first one would be, you didn't think the Niners should draft Nicholas Bosa. Why?
Yeah, I didn't think Nick Bosa would be great. In my defense, his brother was kind of hurt at the time. And you've sort of seen his brother. He's kind of like always in and out. And I thought Nick would sort of be similar. And
who did you want us to take over, Nick?
Josh Hines Allen.
You know,
I also like Brian Burns. And they're good players.
Yes, but they're not Nick, but you know.
I was like vociferously against Nick Bosa. And to make my point, I was comparing his combine results to Solomon Thomas, which I took it too far.
Yeah, okay.
I took it too far.
I mean, at least you didn't completely whiff, right? You didn't say like they should have drafted Solomon Thomas over Nick, right? You at least said too good.
No, it wasn't a complete whiff. It's just I wouldn't have taken him.
It was brutal.
I would have gotten fired.
And then this is my least favorite take you've had. It is that they should have traded George Kittle in 2022. You still hold that take. You said this offseason they should consider trading.
Yeah, see, I was trying, in my defense, I was subscribing to the Bill Walsh theory of trade a guy a year too early, not a year too late. But unfortunately, that would have been 2 to 4 years too early. And that would have been a giant mistake. So that, my heart was in the right place. And you can see where my head was at on that one, but I was just wrong.
But again, not a big whiff because it's not like we've won anything. So
and look, if you had traded him, who knows? Maybe you get a first-round pick. Maybe it's someone incredible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you never know.
You never know.
The next one, I don't even want to blame you for this take because everyone had this take, but let's just pretend that Purdy wouldn't have made an impact or wouldn't have made the roster.
Yeah, when they gave him a roster spot, I thought it was cool. I mean, they got rid of Nate Sudfeld and they had to eat like $2 million to make this move. But I was like, what did Brock Purdy really do that meant like you couldn't sneak him on the practice squad? Like, is some team really gonna? And maybe they would have, but I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, but I will say in defense, all these people.
I also said he had a noodle arm. That was I shouldn't have said that either.
All the people that say that take didn't even know who Brock Purdy was. But okay, this one you and I shared. The Trey Lance. It's the Trey Lance stuff. But
yeah,
I blame Kyle for Trey Lance. I don't blame Trey Lance for Trey Lance. So I'm still holding strong on Trey Lance. Could have been good with the coach. So.
Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code COHN, COHN, and download the app now. Yeah, and in my defense on this one, like I didn't say the Niners should trade up to number 3. That just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I never said they should do that. And then when they got there, I was saying they should draft Kyle Pitts, which would have been worse. Would have been terrible. And I would have gotten fired. But I didn't want to do the trade. And once we like all agreed that it had to be a quarterback, I was like, okay, I guess Trey Lance should be the guy because I didn't really like any of those guys, and none of them really worked out. And then once he got on the team, I just felt like he deserved a chance because he was backing up another quarterback who's a backup as well. And I ended up being right about Jimmy being a backup, but
to be fair,
I think I had some praise for Trey that he probably didn't.
To be fair, no one behind Lance would have looked good at that Lance pick. Nobody, literally. Fields.
I mean, Justin Fields would have been.
They would have all looked awful. They would have all looked awful. So I blame Kyle for that one. The next one was your. You really liked Kellen Mond. That was your boy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't really have much to say about that one other than evaluating quarterbacks is hard, and I'm not good at it. In addition, Chris Sims liked him, so And he's pretty good evaluating quarterbacks.
I mean, KOC seemed to like him.
He played 4 years. I like the idea of Kellen Mond. Mobile, played 4 years in school, is experienced. And I guess who was it? The Minnesota Vikings? I don't know who drafted him.
KOC, yeah, KOC liked him.
Right. So then I saw him in one of those. It was the joint practice in Minnesota, and my God, I thought, if you thought Trey Lance was a little shaky, this guy seemed petrified and couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. I knew it wasn't going to work out, and it killed me. And now I just remember to shut the hell up when it comes to these quarterback things.
Now that I think about it, you and KOC, you guys might think the same about quarterbacks. I think your quarterback analysis is the same as Kevin O'Connell because you guys both liked Kellen Mond.
I said the Niners should trade Brock Purdy and go get JJ McCarthy this offseason.
I hate JJ McCarthy
because I'm KOC Jr.
Yeah, you are. You and KOC. So now anyone that wants to be mad at your quarterback takes has to be mad at KOC's quarterback takes. They should hire you as like a quarterback coach in Minnesota. You just have a soundboard. It's like
it feels so good to get that stuff off my chest.